So today is 2025. Okay, I want to go back 60 years. So I'm just going to change it to years, and I want to go back 60 years. 60, 60, 60. All right, that takes us to here. So if we go back 60 years, let's lock it to the bar. That's going to take us to date region 1965, and we'll do the whole decade to 1975. All right, that is that period right there. So what we have had here is we've had a massive economic boom, massive crash, okay? Then it stabilized, and then we had years and years and years of rising prices, and then we had basically nothing occur in this period for many, many years. It was basically a dead man's stone, okay? We want to verify this. How do we verify it? Well, the number one thing that we want to make sure is that the cycle is repeating, because it's going to give us an idea on what can occur in the future, but we have to get an idea on if the cycle is a once-off event or if it's recurring. How do we do that? We go back again. Unfortunately, we cannot go back forever. I've only got data right now to the 1900s. In timing solutions, I've got data to 1700, so I might be able to show you that next time. But we got data to 1900, so we want to go back another 60 years, and let's just say from years. Okay, and we're just trying to match it up there as good as we can. We'll draw it to the bar so we can kind of get an idea. And we want to go back 60 years. All right, so what happened roughly 60 years ago? Well, 60 years ago, which was in here, we entered basically no man's land. What happened? Well, the markets basically were coming off a base, coming up into a high, and then basically went sideways. They stagnated for a couple of years. And then they came out of that and they boomed. Okay, and then we had an epic crash. Then they came out of that for over the 60-year period. They boomed up higher, and then they stagnated for several years. We had war, etc. Once they came out of that, it boomed. Now this here should have been the equivalent of 1929. Obviously, each time that these events occur, market conditions are somewhat unique, okay? So we don't expect the exact same event to occur, but we look for rhythms in the market, okay? So this is basically this period here, and then the market sort of edges sideways and then booms up higher, and now we're coming into that 60-year cycle, okay? So what does that mean for the next, say, 10 years? Well, if this whole stagnation thing is going to occur, if we go into war and that sort of stuff, well, what do we expect to occur in the markets? That is a lost decade, okay?